Yeah, hi traders, it's GJ here. Welcome to the week ahead. Hope you've had a really great weekend, and I do hope and pray that you and your families are safe and keeping out of the way of that nasty little virus. Let's get to the housekeeping. This video is for only educational purposes. It expresses my own personal opinions. It doesn't offer financial advice. By watching this video, you agree not to hold the distributors of this video responsible for any of the ideas and opinions expressed. You need to be aware that trading in the currency market is high risk, and because of the high leverage that is used in trading, you can stand to lose some or all of your money. If you've got any doubt about trading in the currency market, you need to go and seek investment advice from a qualified and registered financial advisor. So with that said, let's get right to it. I want to go straight to the dollar index. We can see that over the last few weeks, couple of weeks, that we've seen some strength in the US dollar. I wouldn't get too excited about it just yet, but this is the key level if the US dollar is going to get stronger. If we see right in here, a close above these levels here. We see this, and have a look at the Aussie USD and particularly the New Zealand USD, because if we get a close above this level here, it could be the timing for a decent pullback on the New Zealand USD and Aussie USD, and the USD CAD and the USD Swissy. So keep an eye on that. Now, while we're up this end, we might as well go to gold, and you can see now that we're settling in around about 1826 seems to be a bottom. So we'll change this down here and pop that in there. If this level holds, I will be looking to see if we get a break above 1850 at some point. And if we do, I'll be dipping my toe in the water and testing it to see if we can trade back up into here. And then once we get up to here, I'll be looking for a close. Bear in mind that this instrument can just keep going sideways in this range. Now, there are some commentators out there and so-called experts that believe that gold is going to come a little bit lower. Could even retest 1750, some of them are saying. We will have to wait and see what the market tells us to do. There's a possibility that that can take place, especially if we see a lot of strength in the American dollar. And here we are, we're just sitting under that key level of 25, but I'm not prepared to get in unless I get a break below 24 on silver. Right, let's go to Aussie CAD. There's nothing here on Aussie. We've had the runs, we've had the really good trades coming up here. This is a key level at 99, and we do need to be very careful, and we'll wait and see. I'm keeping an eye on that American dollar simply because if it continues to strengthen, we could start to see some weakness in the Aussie dollar. And if we start to see some weakness in the Aussie dollar and strength in the CAD against the US, or weakness in the CAD against the US, we could start to retest this top here. Failing that, I'm not really interested in trying to get south until I break this area here. Aussie Swiss, similar story. This was the trade that we should have been in if you were in it. It was a nice little trade. Right now we're waiting. There's no trade. Aussie JPY. Again, very similar to the rest of the pairs. We had this potential head and shoulders or crown, whatever you want to call it, doesn't bother me. But basically there was a neckline coming through here. We broke it and we had this really good trade up here, and we held on to it for a couple of weeks. And you know, again, this is where you make your money. Right now we're waiting to see 80, or actually 81 is the key area to see if we're going to break. If we don't get a break above there and this level holds and continues to go sideways for a little bit longer, we could see a retest of this down here. Not convinced yet that we're at a reversal stage. So just right now is the time to be watching, not the time to be getting in. Aussie, New Zealand has been a great trade as well. We broke out of this triangle. That was where the order was. We've taken profit, and it's stalling right here. So we need to wait and see. If we get weakness in the Aussie dollar, this could just go sideways. Aussie USD, this, you know, again, we had this nice little run, and the question is it going to continue? We could, technically, I'd love to see a good pullback at least into here. So this for me is still a buy zone from down here. And until we get a break at this level and we start to begin to make lower lows and lower highs, I'm not going to be going south. There's nothing on the CAD Swiss at this stage. CAD JPY, there's nothing. Looking for a break at this level. When I see this, we've had this move up. You know, it was a nice little trade after the pullback here. So you had push one, then we pulled back, and then we had the big push, and then we pulled back, and then we had the big push. Right now, we're just waiting to see what is going to happen. This is suggesting when it opens here and closes way below this candle here, it's suggesting that maybe, just maybe, we might be looking at a deeper pullback at least. And I'm watching that here on that score. And a break below this level here, actually I will wait for it to come a little lower. There, break below there, I will be very interested in testing, or even a break below the lower this candle, Friday's candle, to test to see if it can come back from here a little bit more. Nothing on the Swiss JPY. Aussie CAD, very similar. Sorry, Euro AUD, what am I doing? So what we're wanting to see here is to see if this level can hold. If we can have a bit of a pullback up into maybe a bit of a retest of this area here, that would be a good area to look for another sell. At the moment we're in a strong downtrend. Euro New Zealand is similar, and again we're waiting for this break of this trend line here and the confluence of this level. This level is holding, so we never got the trade. Right now we're waiting to see any break below this level in here would have me interested in going south, because we are still very much in a downtrend. There's nothing on the Euro pound, but the Euro JPY, I do want to see that. I'm in this trade, and I'm looking to take my first position off at around this level here. So I've got another 100 pips to go. And we talked about this. We talked about this being trapped, and we talked about this monthly trend line. And we talked about if we get a breakout up here, it could retest up in here, and it's just coming down. I'm looking for this thing to go quite a bit lower. In fact, that's where my first, something around, I'm going to take profit off my first position. The stop losses will all be drawn up. And in fact, they're almost at break even now. So when I got in here, I just put my stop loss up here. Euro CAD, that trade is over. I took profit when it hit there. That was my third position profit. the entry for it was in here. So right now there's no further trade. You can see where the entry was in there. And you know, we'll look. I thought about just hanging on to it, but I'm not so sure about this level here, so I chose not to. So, you know, good trade. I mean, that was a lot of pips in there. There's 215 there to my second position was 125. To my first position was around about 50. Yeah. Just check. Yep. So, you know, well over 300 pips on that trade. That's how you make money on the currency exchange. That, you know, that's where the big money is. Euro USD, we've broken 121. This is really a very critical level now, right in here. And if the US dollar continues to strengthen, I am expecting us to retest this level down in here. So we'll finish with this. So this is where a possible retest could occur. I've got pending orders just sitting under here. So we can put that pending order in for you. It's just sitting under there. Change the colour so you can see it. That didn't work very good, did it? So let's go into, here we go. Here we go. So that's that there, and I'll just put it under the low of this. Right, there's nothing at the pound pairs. They all had a little bit of a move up and they're retesting this area here. We're still in a strong downtrend and we just need to wait. Any break below the low of this candle will have me stepping in again. So I have alarms set. It's the same for, not the pound caddy, but it's the same for the pound NZ. There's no trade here that we locked in a range. Not interested. Pound Swissy's been mucking about, and as we talked about, this is the key level. As long as it holds, I'm looking for a chance to buy this. And once we're in the trade, this becomes the first profit zone. And once we get it close above here, then I'll look to add to trades. Pound JPY is at an inflection point I see this morning, and just what is it going to do? It hasn't been able to get going above here towards the end of last week. Looking to see if I get a break of this trend line here. We broke it down in here, but we went back up above. So I'm not going to be too keen to get south in this in a big way. And if we get a break of this trend line and we break 141, I will dip my toe in the water with a couple of small lot sizes. Try to get back down into here with it, and once we break this level here, that's when I'll start to add my normal lot size. We talked about the pound ZD. As you can see, we've had the pullback. Now we're waiting to see what happens. Pound USD hit 1.37, so it was pretty significant. If the US dollar continues to strengthen, I'm looking for a trade south into that end. So all I've done is put an alarm under here, and we will see how that happens if, like I said, the US dollar continues to strengthen significantly, and it would need to continue in the vein that it has done in the last couple of weeks. I think we could see a retest of this area, and as far as retest of this area goes, this here is still a buy zone in my book. If it breaks below this, then that begins to change. Look, there's nothing on the New Zealand CAD at all. We talked about a break of this level and a retest of this level here. We're waiting to see how it all plays out. Until we break this level here, because what could happen is that this could come down, retest, and go back and retest here, and we would get a head and shoulders out of that. So it's just wait, just wait. New Zealand JPY's right back now to key level of retesting after it broke out. You know, this for me is still a buy zone. Not prepared to change my bias on that until I get it close below this level here. And I'll break down below this neckline. New Zealand USD. It could be time to think about a possible reversal on this. We're not anywhere near it yet. If I crunch this, can I crunch this up a little bit? Yeah. We've been here before. I think this is still a buy zone until we get a break below 700 or 0.70 cents. Then I would consider that possibly we could be into reversal territory. There's nothing on the USD CAD. A break above here, I've noticed this big engulfing candle, open, couldn't get lower, closed way up in here. That's you know, suggesting that maybe we're going to go north, but we have to wait and see. If this holds, we're not going north, we'll continue in the downtrend. US, the Swissy, same thing. This is the key level here. We've talked about this before at around 89. If we get a break of this, I will be dipping my toe in water. USD JPY still holding below 104. Break above that, I would not be surprised to get a retest. I won't be interested in trading it though. All right, that's all that we have. Click the subscribe button if this is any use to you, and you know, let me know through the comments that you want me to get in touch with you. I posted my email, but if you want to get in touch with me, it's KiwiFX67@gmail.com, and I'll come back to you if you're interested in being part of the chat room. Failing that, I wish you well, and I wish you a prosperous week in the market. Remember to protect your capital. Remember to practice good money management, and take your profit when it's there, and be patient right now. I think we're just in a real zone that we need to be patient on a lot of things. So cheers, stay safe, look after yourselves, and trade well. And we'll see you in the chat room. Cheers.